you there, don't skip this video unless you hate making money in crypto. You think you're already too late to this enormous pump, but in fact, this cycle has actually barely started. But for you, it starts now, today. So pay attention right now so you can profit with the up and coming 100Xs. Today, I'm going to disclose 13 of the highest performing, biggest pumpamentals charts. All of these are green and going strong right now. And if you missed them today, you might be left behind, since the bottom, my friends, was last week, as I was telling you last week on my video. If you've been watching the show since last week, you're up tremendously, okay? If you're not, make sure you watch until the end. That's the only way to be highly profitable in meme coins right now. We literally have no time to waste and a ton of charts. So press that like button, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Let's get on to it. Hello my friends, welcome. Here we are with a different setup. I've updated my setup and I'll explain later, but look at this, liquid, take profit on liquid. This is one of those charts I was charting right here at the bottom. Basically did insane amount of X's on liquid. I have no more liquid. All my targets have been hit. We are at all-time highs. And this is the reason why I was telling you guys, hyper liquid season is gonna come. All these charts are gonna pump very hard. They're the easiest trades in crypto, are these hyper liquid memes. And now we're gonna see the fruit being collected. And I hope you've been watching this for at least 2 months, because I've been talking about these charts for 2 months and they're all green, making all-time highs. I've taken my profits on liquid and I'm going to chart some different stuff on hyperliquid tomorrow probably. But let's get on to the next. Very important what I'm about to tell you right now, okay? This is you need to pay attention right now. This is very important. This chart did a 43x, okay? 40x. It's called AI vlogs. And you may be wondering, what's this thing right here on my right side? This, my friends, is nothing but the new pump.fun app on my phone right here. And I've connected it to my computer. Why did I download this? By the way, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can download. I mean, you should download this pump.fun app, because if you're trading memes and if you're trading AI coins and you actually are not using the data that they're pulling from their own coins, you're gonna be left completely behind. But anyways, AI vlogs, look, they have this news feed right here, news, and then on your phone, you should have the news feed there always on. Look, right here, you can see Bigfoot vlogs, right? This thing almost like predicted this entire pump. Whatever they put on their news feed, because it's connected to news in the real world, it's almost like they're predicting what's going to happen next. And so, for example, let's look at the other coin, Verse. It's pumping now. It's also on their newsfeed. So let's see what happens in the next couple of days. I've set my entries at 46.9. Maybe I can get an entry there. But this Verse World coin is all over the news. It's also on the PumpFun app. And then another trade that their news also got right was this one. If you look at Labubu, it was also on their news. It's now at 30 million market cap. I actually charted. I told you guys yesterday, I think this is a good buy. Same thing with Mask, was also on their news. But I think even more important is this movers page. Look, movers here. And you're essentially gonna get the fastest possible way to know what the next movers are. All the coins that are uploading with the best possible data that's being pulled by the guys that created PumpFun. They're like billionaires. Their app is like a multi-billion-dollar app. So if you wanna chart small caps, if you wanna know which ones are the next ones, I'm pretty sure this app is probably like the secret sauce. But to me, the most important feature is news, because they will be a confirmation of what charts are gonna pump after, for example, a pullback. Anyways, continuing, I think we need to watch Verse. I set my entries at 46.91 on Axiom, and then on Labubu, I've catched some yesterday. I didn't buy all of it because I still had some limit orders here below 17, but it did come and do basically a touch on that line that I was predicting, and it's now bouncing. And what an amazing bounce. The most bullish thing about the Labubu bounce is the fact that it actually broke through the resistance. Look, there's some resistance here in the 22nd of May on these two tops, and then it turned into support here. Once it broke structure, that's when you know, like, okay, it's going to be making new lows. I charted it, bounced off the lows twice, and now it broke through this previous resistance. And that just means, I think, that Labubu is now going to go to all-time highs. It's that simple. It broke through the last resistance, and now it's set to all-time highs. To be completely honest, there might be some resistance at this bullish fair value gap, okay? This might be an important fair value gap here. Might be some resistance here, but I'm not going to sell it. I'm not even going to chart it, because I'm looking for taking profits close to all-time highs and then leaving a moon bag, because I think this might be one of the most important, if not the most important meme coin in the next 2 to 3 months, because it's actually based on a real meme in real life. So on to the next, we have Crybaby. I'm not going to buy this one. This one exploded today and it's looking quite interesting, but this chart, look, this chart format scares me. It's very rare that you see charts that look this good this early, and I need to see a pullback. I need to see it. So if you're watching Crybaby and you saw this pump today, at least like you can wait a little bit to see if it appears on the news feed here on the pump.fun app that I think you can download on Apple Store, but also on Android. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to dump, and then I'm going to wait for it to maybe show on the app here. And if it doesn't after a pullback, then I'm not going to enter, because I've noticed when things show on this app and they pull back, they almost all of them bounce after. So just be careful with Crybaby. Then another one that, I mean, this one is amazing. I sold my useless here and I took the L because the entire chart sort of broke. It actually went to 5 million market cap from 40 million, and this is a bit too much. But the entry was right here, the re-entry, and now it basically made new all-time highs. So you can never fade what the bonk guys are pumping, especially Uni PCS. Okay, Uni PCS is this guy, bonk guy. You should follow him on X at the Uni PCS. This is one of the best meme coin traders in existence. If you don't follow this guy, you're not getting alpha, especially alternative coins that a lot of people aren't talking about on YouTube and CT. He gives great calls, and useless was one of those. Now on to the next mask. There's nothing to add when it comes to mask. It is looking bullish. I'm holding my bags. You're holding your bags. Let's just wait. I'm pretty convinced we're gonna go to 50 million market cap on mask. Okay, so I'm very happy because we nailed this trade on the show. A ton of people watching the show are on mask, and I think we're gonna make a ton of money on this one. So my next target is 50 million. I'm not even gonna put some Fibonacci lines because it's looking very, very obvious to me that's 50 million. And to be completely honest, I'm not thinking about taking profits at 50 million because this might be the next house coin. It might be, you know, the next 100 million coin. So I've already taken some profits at all-time highs, and I'm just riding a moon bag, and I'm just gonna hold this one for a bit longer than rationally expected because Bitcoin is looking amazing. On to the next, we have Hosico. I think this thing is gonna pull a useless. This is gonna be very similar to useless. Why? We have cat coins, we have Labubu, we have stuff like Kitty exploding on the pump fun side of things. And these coins from BonkBot that want to compete with pump fun, they don't have a cat coin. This is the only one. So it's a very, very strong meta. And also Uni PCS, this guy has motion. After Ansem, he's probably the biggest one. So if he keeps pushing this coin, it's gonna go straight to all-time highs. And that means, my friends, that if you're buying it today, you can still get like a 4x, 5x on this trade. And then after all-time highs, I'm probably gonna exit this one. But I was seeing a U-type shaped recovery. The U is a little bit deeper than we thought. It didn't break structure, so I didn't sell. And I think this thing is probably gonna do very well coming soon. Now, the question you might be asking is this a good buy? I think it's a good buy. It basically bounced off support incredibly hard. And what this tells us is resistance is gonna soon turn into support. So what I'm seeing on this coin is if it's normal, if it's like other coins, it's gonna do this and then bounce off this resistance. It's gonna turn it into support and then bam, go and do that U-type shape recover on Hosico. Now on to the next, we have Fartcoin. Fartcoin, just like SPX, incredibly important to chart. This is still the main meme coin in terms of liquidity right now that everyone needs to pay attention to. Other bigger coins like Doge, like Pepe, they're not really moving too much and no one's really excited about it. Now Fartcoin is moving, and what's going to happen next is this previous resistance that I predicted as resistance at 1.5 billion market cap is going to turn into support. I think Fartcoin is going to break above, turn it into support, and then make new all-time highs. Once new all-time highs happens, we're going to have our alt season, which is really just going to be a meme coin season. So if you're still holding your alts and you're not looking at these coins that are going to 100x, then you're playing the entire cycle wrong, because this channel right here is the channel that's going to nail every single goddamn trade, as many as possible. Now on to the next, house coin. House coin, you need to buy house coin ASAP. I told you guys this is the bottom. Look, this was the previous bottom. It came in retouched because of Trump. Otherwise it wouldn't have even retouched it here. It would have stayed within this bullish fair value gap. And essentially what happened in previous week was you got a chance. Look, 1, 2, 3. You had 3 touches at the bottom. 3 touches at the bottom is usually the end. Okay, the third touch is the last one. If you look statistically, we have 3 waves, okay, which are literally like the 5 momentum waves if you count the drops, but essentially it's like 3 waves. Okay, we have 3 touches at the bottom. For some reason the number 3 keeps repeating. I keep seeing this number. Very bullish. I think altcoin is just gonna explode and do like a V-type shape recovery. I think it's gonna go to all-time highs very, very fast. Look at the people behind this. Ansem is bull posting this every single day. We have some of the biggest influencers, even the pump.fun team. These guys are like billionaires. I think they're excited about Housecoin. We have Mirage. She's like one of the best traders out there, probably the most underrated. So if you want to grab the next 100x, the next 10x, you have to get yourself some Housecoin. By the way, you need to follow Mirage at Mirage Money. Guys, this is literally the most underrated account in all of crypto. She was literally charting Bitcoin bottom and saying it's over, it's the bottom, we're gonna go up. And she was the only one, and me as well, but she was one of the only people talking about it. All the coins that are pumping right now, she's been charting them for months, all of them, Housecoin, etc. One of the best traders on X, incredibly underrated account. You have to follow Mirage Money, okay? You will thank me later. Now, again with one of our picks, Kitty. Kitty is still bullish, 5 million market cap, still bouncing. Look, bounce off the line, 1 touch, 3 touch, 3 touch. Look, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Look, number 3 again, 3 touch. And we actually got a 3x on this pump. But anyways, Kitty is ready for new all-time highs. It's gonna go straight to 10 million market cap. Where it lands after, I'm not sure. I'm gonna use my fibs. According to my fibs, we're gonna see Kitty, it's looking bullish. We're gonna see it at 23 million market cap. I honestly don't care about anything in between. My next take profit on Kitty is 23 million. I am extremely bullish, extremely bullish. You guys have no idea what's about to happen. If you thought the previous meme coin wave cycle was good, this on-chain season it's not just going to be meme coins, by the way. It's going to be all these ICMs, etc. But the next meme coin wave is going to be actually insane. Kitty, I think, is going to go to 23 million market cap. I'm bullish. It's still at 5 million for a million. It's still great to buy and accumulate. Of course, the perfect entry would have been where I told you here, right at this bullish fair value gap, which got touched twice. But I do think that if you're patient, you can still print a lot of money. You can still make something anywhere between, you know, a 5 and 4x on this trade. Then, my friends, one of my favorites, AWR. As predicted, yesterday I said, this is looking great. This is your last try close to 3 million market cap. It was actually at 3.8, 3.9. It is bouncing. It went to basically 5 million market cap and is continuing its movement. This is why you have to watch my show. Who else is talking about AWR? I was the first one to talk about, like, I literally started talking about AWR here at 700 market cap, even before it went to 15 million. Then I talked about it here at 800k. It went to 8 million, 10x. And I think it's going to continue and print new all-time highs, 10, 20 million. That's my next take profit, but I think it can go even higher. Then finally, we need Popcat. Popcat has been doing, you know, a bit weak, but the thing about Popcat is if you chart Popcat from the bottom and you compare it to, say, other big coins, it actually outperformed a lot of these other big coins. The thing is, there's a lot of new cats in town, and a lot of the Popcat whales are selling some of their Popcat to buy some of these new coins so they can catch the next Popcat. But Popcat support held. This resistance is going to turn into support, and then this is why you need to buy Popcat now. Once this resistance gets broken, there's literally nothing until 2.79 billion. It's going to go straight to all-time highs, maybe reaccumulate close to all-time highs, but I think the move to 2.78 billion, which is a 4.5x on an 11 million liquidity coin, is going to be fast. Okay, this recovery after this entire accumulation and this resistance turns into support, it's going to be a fast and violent move. Let me tell you why. Because there's no resistance in between, and because these holders are actually insane. Look at how fast Popcat went from 500 to 2 billion. It's going to be very similar, but of course, new all-time highs. Anyways, guys, I gave you guys the keys for the brand new most important app, which is the Pump That Fun app that I'm using here on my phone and mirroring it on the show here. I'm going to start using this daily so that we can see coins that are, for example, correcting, see if they're on the newsfeed on Pump's app, and also see which are the new movers. Because if you want to trade these lower market cap coins, I think this is the best place to check them because it's incredibly fast. Also looks very easy. All you have to do is like click with your fingers. And the fun thing is you can also see live streams. All the live streams happening on Pump.fun, and a lot of these turned into coins. Look, this one went to 300k market cap, so there's also that. But the most important thing here is the newsfeed, which will give us confirmation about coins that might or might not pump. So keep watching the show. I'm going to keep giving you guys the best possible tools. Don't forget to download the Pump.fun app. From what I saw from Alan and some of these Pump.fun people, it looks like they're going to add more features and this app is going to become even bigger. Here's the thing, and this is, by the way, not paid at all, okay? This is alpha. Here's why you need the app. They might put some stuff there that Axiom and these other platforms, because they're taking data from Pump.fun, they might not have as good data and as good devs as what Pump.fun can actually get access to because it's their platform, so they can pull data directly from themselves. I mean, the real reason is they're billionaires and they can hire like the best possible devs out there. So I'm looking forward to using this new tactic. I'm going to integrate this on the show so we can check all the news happening and all the new meme coins that are bouncing and exploding on the scene. And I can't wait to continue tomorrow with more alpha and with more coins that I think are going to pump. See you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to link into Axiom, the best platform for catching all of these coins at their bullish fair value gaps. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.